Sparkles and Shivs, it's the Con Mom Show. Stephanie
and Sarah. Hi everyone, it's Con Moms. I am Sarah. Stephanie is on a little vacay dealing with some stuff, so it is me today. And we have our first guest, Aubrey. I'm so excited. Literally, and Steph is really sad she couldn't be here because we both love Aubrey, so we're like, it's fine. It's fine. Yes. So tell us about you, fellow Con Mom. Tell us what is your Con Mom style?
Con Mom style. To find anybody I can photograph and take pictures of their awesome cosplays. That's my favorite thing to do. Especially someone who's like either a video game character or a character I really love. Like I love to try to get those photos in and stuff. But yeah, I just love to go to cons and love to photograph everybody in their amazing costumes. So it's pretty fun. So
that's like,
and I'm always there.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, like, and the only other thing is, like, I'm just there for people who need to be protected or who need, you know, somebody to back them up or something. That's what I do. So
Con Moms Unite. We're looking at her
right.
like, are you good? Are you good though? Yes. I know. I always joke that because we're both cosplay photographers, so I always joke that I feel like I'm catching Pokemon and you got to catch them all. I'm like, I got to get this one for my cards.
Yes.
Got to get this one for my cards. Don't worry.
Sure.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. What got you into cosplay photography?
You know, at first I just loved going to cons. Like I've been going, I went to Anime Expo back in 1997 when I graduated high school. And I just loved it because it wasn't a big thing back then. Like, and there were all these people who were dressed up, and I was like, dude, this is cool. Like, and then I continued to go, and then I kind of took a break for a little while. I even dragged my husband to a few, and actually the last two anime expos that were in Anaheim, we went to those, and they were really super fun. And then we moved up to Reno, and I was like, why am I not photographing this? Because I was doing like a lot of landscape photography, but I'm like, I love these things. Like I should be photographing this. And that's kind of where I got my start in the cosplay scene anyway.
Very nice. I love it. And so what was your first anime you ever watched?
Oh my gosh.
Pop quiz time. I'm not grading though, so we're good.
The very first like anime that because like, you know, I think the very first like real anime I watched was probably Sailor Moon. Like I was a big Sailor Moon fan. Like all through high school, everybody's like, why are you carrying around a lunchbox? And you're like 17. And I'm like, so what? So I just loved the whole Sailor Moon. And then I got into other animes. Like I went to the movie theater to go see Ghost in the Shell. And that's like been one of my favorite animes forever. So yeah. And then once my husband and I, like we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, and we both got into anime, and we were like renting it wherever we could find it. And we were watching everything, even the bad stuff, because we were just huge fans. So
like me, I'm like, so. I will watch it. It's fine. I'm here for this.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. And you know, in that period from like the late 90s to the early 2000s, it wasn't as accessible as it is now. So you would get it wherever you could, and you'd watch whatever you could. In fact, I had friends online that were sending me like DVDs that they had burned of stuff. Like I had never seen Noir, which is a really classic anime with these two girls who are assassins, and it's fantastic. And my friend like sent me a whole burned collection of them, and he even put like the picture of them on it. I save it to this day because it's so cool. So that's kind of how I got all the stuff that you couldn't find, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's so weird to me, like, because I still have CDs that I burned, and just like knowing like we would do that, or like make our CD or soundtracks. Like it's our cool thing, like, yeah, this is my mix. And now you're like, I just make a Spotify playlist and I throw everything on it and I'll share my links. So
there you go.
Sailor Moon, like I would have to go watch it at friends' houses on Cartoon Network, because I was born in the 90s, so like early 2000s, like when I started doing stuff. But we would definitely like watch some Cartoon Network, and it's fun because like my parents weren't initially into the whole anime thing, but they were like, this is weird, and now they're like, we'll go with you to a con, and I'm like, I'm glad we have all evolved.
Right, it's true. That's true. It's true. Yeah, because like
Um,
in the 90s, it was not, it was very, very like not everybody knew about it. And so I was definitely kind of like looked at like, what is wrong with you? But I loved it and I still love it to the, I'll love it until the day I die. I love anime. I love you know, video games still. So I'll be playing them till I'm 80. Doesn't matter. So
Definitely. I know I'm at the point where my nephew's like my oldest nephew, he's like 6 now. So I'm like, ooh, now we can start playing games. And I can start introducing
right.
these things because you'll remember them. Like as of right now, he's obsessed with Spider-Man and Batman, which is fine. But I'm like, we gotta expand your horizons, friend. Like we gotta expand. So I'm looking forward to like being able to start playing like games with him and he remembers and stuff. Like, yes, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be
It's
great.
super fun. Like when I had my daughter, we were like, we're not going to force anything on her, but she became a huge anime fan, Pokemon
Mhm.
fan. And that kind of got me into more things than I'd done before. And she introduces more like webtoons and new animes for me. Like I did not watch it at first, but I just finished watching everything from Attack on Titan. And now I'm like, I'm a fan.
Yes.
So yeah. Yeah. So, but she's the one who like said, you got to sit down and watch it and really enjoy it. And I did. I'm like totally obsessed now. So,
You're like,
so I'm
thank you, little
thankful for
minion.
her. She's awesome. She finds me the coolest stuff. I could not do without her. Like she's always like, you need to check this out. And then when I do, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan now. So it's pretty cool. So
You're like, this is why I keep you around. You give me the stash.
right. She's my mini otaku now. So, and you know, she gets the perks. She gets to go with me to cons, and we literally like spend a majority of our money at cons on the 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 trade show, like the basically like the fan art and stuff. Like we go nuts over that stuff. So yeah.
That's also where I'm like running out of wall space. I'm like, I have way too much fan
Yeah,
art. Like
so
and
true.
it's so terrible because like I would go to so many cons where I see a lot of the same artists. So like I see a lot of repeat stuff, and now I'm like, okay, it's been 2 years. When go back, like there's gonna be a bunch of new stuff, and I'm very worried for myself and my wallet.
Me too.
So
I'm with you. It's troubling because I know like, and there's all these new shows and like games that have come out. I'm like, oh, they're gonna have like an update of this and
mhm.
that, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to buy it. It's just the way it is. We'll have
Yeah,
to
I'm
like
like
turn
bringing
some
another
stuff
suitcase,
out. Right.
right? Like,
That's
because you
what you
travel,
have
you're
to do.
like, this is my merch suitcase. That's what this is for. I don't need
You
clothes. Let's
have
just
to,
put the things in there.
or you come home with like bags full of stuff.
Exactly. And
It's
like,
great.
and then my roommates are like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Nothing, nothing, nothing at all." I know, because we've joked like my wall, because I have my office downstairs. It's like in the common space, so they've permitted me 2 pieces of art. So they're like, nowhere else in the house. So I'll have to like just start putting on the ceiling at this point. So
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I think my daughter's gonna have to do that because her room is just like I try to keep mine pretty like one wall is pretty much full and then the wall in front of my computer is pretty full, but it's not even half of what I have from my old house. So yeah,
oh man,
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
that's amazing.
So
I love it. What got you into photography?
believe it or not, a friend of mine was, well, she still is a photographer, and we together, we are huge Labyrinth fans and David Bowie fans. And
Mm,
so we decided that we needed to go to Labyrinth of Jareth. And this big masquerade event that happens in LA every year. And so we were like, okay, we're going to go. And by the way, we are like internet friends. We've been friends for years, never met. And then she decided to jump on a plane and we went to this 2-day event. It was awesome. And when we went, I got to use her camera because I had used cameras before, like back in the
mm.
day, film cameras and stuff and other cameras, but I'd never used the digital camera and I loved it. I thought it was so fun and so cool. And so I went out and bought my own and started doing landscape because I thought it was just really fun. And I started shooting at the Labyrinth of Jareth because I loved everybody's costumes and just the way it was set up. It's a really pretty event. And then when I moved up here, because I moved from Southern California, you know, like a decade ago, I was like, I really want to get into the cons. And I figured I've worked for Anime Expo I volunteered for them many times. So I was like, I could probably, help out at one of the local cons. So I shot for the first time as their photographer, or like just a assistant photographer at SnafuCon. And that was really fun. And it was really great. And it kind of got me into the door of meeting a bunch of people in the community and a bunch of cosplayers. And then from there, it just kind of expanded. I met so many people. And then I went to Sacramento and got to meet Perry and a bunch of other people that got me set up with actually becoming one of the bigger photographers at the Sac Anime show, which was cool. So at least working it. Yeah, and you get to meet all the cool voice actors and cosplayers that come. So it's pretty exciting. So I still love it. So, but that's how I got my start.
Nice. The Labyrinth of Jareth, you said that's literally on my dream events that I've not gone to yet, because I found out about it through another friend, and I was like, what? Ball gowns? What? The whole event? Oh my gosh. So I've been very much trying to end the course. Like, we've had the pandemic, so I haven't gone yet, but I'm like, it's on the list. I'm gonna do that for sure. And I believe I met you at Sac Anime, I think, is when I met you. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I've been going, like, I went for about a decade because I became like obsessed with it. And I know the person who runs it, you actually get to know everybody. I don't know about nowadays, it's a lot busier than it used to be, but I've known people who have been going since the very beginning. And it's definitely a bucket list. It's a beautiful show, and it's just a lot of fun. I mean, it really feels pretty magical. Like, you feel like for a night, and it goes by way too fast, but you get to go into different rooms and enjoy different shows. And they always play the World Falls Down song from the movie at midnight.
That's
really
amazing.
Cool. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, you gotta go. It's well worth it.
I'm just gonna spend the rest of our call daydreaming about this and just picturing it like, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm already there.
I definitely at least go one night, if not both, because it's a Friday and a Saturday night. They just actually announced that they're going to be doing it this year, but it's a little too short. But I might go in the next couple of years, because I got a lot of people who are like, "Come on, we got to go again."
So we'll definitely have to meet up there. Definitely, I'll be like, I'm gonna see her. Peace. Like,
we will be like, you'll have your camera and you'll never want to let it go, because you'll just want to take pictures of all the people. I mean, there are movie stars that you don't know that they are who they are because they're wearing masks. It's pretty phenomenal. It's well worth it. So
most excellent.
10 out of 10.
Def recommend. So back on con moms, when did you realize you were a con mom? I'm very curious.
Oh God, that's funny. I guess because my daughter was already born. So, I mean, when the last time I went to Anime Expo, I waited in line for 2.5 hours, and I was pregnant 6 months, and it was like really hard. And I realized in that moment, I'm probably going to drag her to cons with me. And from that point on, I just kind of came the con mom, I guess. But even when she's not at cons with me, I'm like the con mom for everybody else, including some of the cosplayers and friends. And I just like to be there for people. I like to help out when I can. And I love to try to make people feel beautiful in their cosplays. So
I love it. I love it. I know, I'm always like following people around. I'm like, do you need help? Do you need this? Like, it's just like, I feel like it's just in us. We're like, it's just how we are. We're just like, do you need things? Do you need a snack?
Yeah, do you need something? There, you know what's so cool is a lot of my cosplay friends, they'll be like, we brought you water, we brought you food. And I'm like, I love these people. They are so good to me. And so I tried to do the same thing. We're like, what can we get for you? Do you need anything? Do you need to chill or sit down somewhere? Yeah. So yeah, it's fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. What is your favorite costume? Obviously this isn't, but like, what is the coolest costume you've ever seen that you love to photograph?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one.
Right? It can be like the most unique, whatever.
Goodness. I think one of my favorites, oh gosh, and I don't want to grab my phone, but she was at Fanime, and it's so funny because I posted her pictures and stuff, but she was dressed as Commander Shepard from Mass Effect, and she was in her N7 gear. And she had done it herself and made everything, and she just looked incredible. And I was like, that's one of my favorite characters, and I'm just like, you look amazing, like you look just like her. And I think she even won an award at Fanime for it and stuff, but it was just so well done. And so I photographed like several photos of her that night, and it was just super fun. And that was one of my favorites, just because anytime somebody like, does a cosplay of a character I really love, and they really put like severe effort into it, you can tell, and you're just like, so that was one of my favorites. So.
I always feel bad with like as a photographer, and I'm like walking, I get all starstruck. I'm like, you look amazing, but I don't. You want to make sure you give them like space too, especially if they're like eating. I don't want to like be obviously I don't. If people are eating, I don't ask them to take photos. But like I'm just like I don't want to be that person that's like, you're so cool, especially when they're just like on their downtime. But I still am just like in passing like fangirling, just like it's fine, it's fine.
I definitely do that. Like, okay, moderately okay cosplay was at Fanime one day, and I was like asking around, like, where is he? I want to get pictures of him. And then like there were so many people around him, I got like this weird starstruck thing, and I'm like, I can't even get near him.
Right?
So bad. It was so bad. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like, hi, you look really cool.
Like,
But he's one of my favorites. Exactly. So but Fanime and some big cons are a little intimidating, just because there's so many people and so many photographers around one person. You're like, it's like paparazzi, which, yeah. And I don't like to bother people when they're sitting down or eating, because it's like, yeah, they're taking their break.
It's like, to me, like, I know people go to conference for fun, but to me, it's like, for them, it's like work and that's their break time. And I'm like, I'm not going to go up to you on your break and be like, oh, hey, I know you probably just sat down and stuffed that in your mouth, but yeah, I try to also look when someone's already posing with people, because then I'm like, okay, they're already prepared. I might just like snap and go, but yeah.
Yeah, or like if I see people like standing around, especially in that front area of Fanime, I'll be like, hey, is it okay if I get a couple shots of you? And they're totally cool with it. And I usually just give them my business card so that they can actually find their photo later. So
definitely. Yeah. I love it. So for someone that's going to their first con, what advice would you give as a con mom?
My advice would be to bring like any kind of backpack, whatever's comfortable for you to wear comfortable shoes, but still be cool, like wear whatever you want. Make sure that you have like your phone on you and an excess charger, because people forget that. Always bring water, hydrate often, because most cons are during the summertime and you will die. So you just need to make sure that you're hydrated. Bring snacks, bring like little little packs of snack things that you can eat that are healthy, and don't be afraid to walk up to people and say hi, or to get pictures of people. That was, I think, the thing that kept me away the most, was I was so nervous to talk to people I didn't know, and I was like, you just got to break out and do it. And so that's how I just go up to people and I'm like, I really like your cosplay, would you like to shoot with me? And then I try to be professional about it and give them my card, and that's it. But don't be afraid to go check out everything at a con, because you can miss a lot. Like, walk around, and like the one thing I think people at cons don't really take advantage of is the brochure that you get, the booklet that has the map in it. It has where things are going on. Like, it's the best thing you can get, next to like going online. And then, that way you can find out all the venues, take advantage of the entire con, not just like the vendor halls and stuff, which, mind you, are fantastic. But, there's always some other kind of thing going on, whether it be like a fashion show, or you've got like tabletop gaming going on. You've got the awards assemblies going on and stuff. So cosplay, events and stuff. It's really fun to just check out everything. So
I love it. I know. I always feel like that was one of my mistakes when I first started going to cons. I overlooked those things, and now that we're progressing, it feels like more and more people are doing it as an app now, like where you can just like scan and get all the stuff. But I'm like, there's something fun about like collecting the books and the art on them.
Yeah,
especially like going back and looking and seeing how it's like evolved over the years. If you go over like several years in a row, super fun.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, totally. It's definitely progress. Like, there's things at cons that they didn't have before. Like, Anime Expo is definitely on their game, and they would do like really, because they were run by the Japanese society. So, they also showed Japanese culture. So you got to learn how to make green tea, and they taught you about the culture and the dress and everything. So it was really fascinating. But Nowadays they have other stuff, and I think it's just as exciting. Like watching one of your favorite cosplayers talk about how she makes cosplays and how she sews and stuff, and helps you too. That's pretty cool. Like people should take advantage of that. So,
Definitely. And
yeah.
since we are getting near the end, what is some random fact that's the wackiest fact you have that you'd like them to know before we go?
Wackiest fact.
Wackiest fact.
I don't know. I know I can tell you that my friends are going to laugh about this, my cosplayer friends, but I have a tendency to, especially if like me and my friends are going to a con and we're all blah blahing in the car. Yeah, I will definitely drive 50 miles out of my way in the wrong direction. Big time.
I've done that. You are not alone. If that makes you feel any better.
That's probably the wackiest thing, is that I'll be like, wait, aren't we supposed to go in the other direction like 50 miles ago? Oh, okay. So this is why I'm usually trying to do day 0. That way I don't get there late.
Right. I feel like because a lot of the big cons are in big cities, and if you miss like one of the exits, you're like, oh no, I'm screwed. We're gonna be here a while till we can turn around.
Because I don't know the area.
Exactly. And where can we find you on social media? For anyone that's new and doesn't know you.
Okay, yeah. Let's see here. So you can find me at AMPortune.com, and then you can go to all my links. But I also am AMPortune_COS, so COS, at Instagram. Those are usually the main areas that I usually are at, especially Instagram. And then, Facebook, you can look me up at AMPortune Photography. But Instagram's mostly where I just post everything, and I'm the most active. So.
Awesome. You guys definitely check her out. All of her work is amazing. On our post, I am going to include some of her amazing images. I love her Lena Starkov from the Grishaverse because I just finished reading the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and I'm rereading because I hadn't read those, but I'm rereading Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I'm going to read King of Scars and on from there. But like, yeah, you guys have to check that out. It's amazing. So her stuff is great.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, thank you so much for joining us. So much. We've really enjoyed having you, and I'm sure Steph will love watching this later as well. So thank you so much. My name is Sarah, and we are here with Aubrey, and we are Con Moms.